Pigane huko. Bwana nageuka nyuma. Nyuma huko. Mstari nyuma. Mwana nakaa. Usakat. Bara tambio. Mstari nyuma. Nyuma huko. Usakat. Salam ya rais. Heshima tu. Tulia. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri wa Uganda na Amiri Jeshi Mkuu, gwada rasmi la kuapisha limeandaliwa na Jeshi la Ulinzi ya Wananchi wa Uganda iko tayari kwa ukaguzi wako, Mheshimiwa Rais.
His Excellency the President is now proceeding to inspect the parade for the first time as the newly inaugurated President of the Republic of Uganda. Excellencies, the presidential standard flag was earlier lowered, but it has now been hoisted, marking the beginning of the presidential term 2026-2031.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very big round of applause to Her Excellency, the Vice President, Honorable Jessica Lupo, for managing very well that segment of the program. We earlier on saw the President take the oath of allegiance, the oath of the President, and then receive the instruments of power of the Republic of Uganda. He also received the instruments of national defense from the Chief of Defense Forces and Senior Presidential Advisor, Special Operations General Kainerugaba, and those included the shield and the scimitar, or the General's sword, and they were well received, and we now have the President fully in charge as willed by the majority of the people of Uganda on 15th January 2026. His Excellency the President is inspecting the parade, which is now in the Alpha and Omega formation for the first time as President in the new term 2026-2031. His Excellency the President and the Commander-in-Chief is accompanied by the Chief of Defense Forces and Senior Presidential Advisor for Special Operations, General Kainerugaba, and the Parade Commander, Brigadier General John Bosco Asinguza. Once the President and Commander-in-Chief has concluded inspecting the parade, we will have the parade march past in slow and quick time, and also an arms display of selected UPDF arms. They will join in after the parade has marched past in quick time. And the UPDF arms expected to join the parade are the UPDF paratroopers under the Special Forces Command, the Artillery Division, the Motorized Infantry Division, some of our aircraft systems, and finally, by some platforms of the Uganda People's Defense Air Force. The newly sworn-in President of the Republic of Uganda for the new term 2026-2031 is still inspecting the parade. The UPDF arms that will join the parade later on are the paratroopers, the Artillery Division, the Motorized Infantry Division, anti-aircraft systems, and the Uganda People's Defense Forces. The Uganda People's Defense Forces will have the Uganda People's Defense Air Forces will have the Cobra formation composed of helicopters, the Sparrow formation, the Eagle formation, the Puma formation, and the Tiger formation. His Excellency the President, and Commander-in-Chief, accompanied by the Chief of Defense Forces and Senior Presidential Advisor for Special Operations, is just about to conclude the noble duty of inspecting the parade as Commander-in-Chief for the first time in the new administration that will run from this day, May 12, 2026, to May 12, 2031.
Mheshimiwa Rais, huo ndio mwisho wa ukaguzi wa gwaride ya kuapisha. Naomba kuendelea na gwaride, Mheshimiwa Rais.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the President-elect, now sworn-in President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the UPDF, has finished inspecting the parade. He will shortly be ushered into his position, and then we will have the parade march in slow and quick time, followed by arms display elements that will also participate in the parade, and thereafter the parade will march in review order. Earlier on, we witnessed the noble and constitutional duty performed by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and the Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda. We also thank Her Excellency the Vice President for managing that part of the program very well. His Excellency the President is resuming his position. The very, very important persons tent, and thereafter the parade commander will take over and conduct the parade in slow and quick time.
Misara nyuma, mwana raka, usawa kat, mbare tumio. youngsters, jipange. Ban! Jipange.
The parade commander, Brigadier General John Bosco Kasinguza, has invited the brass band composed of the UPDF, the Uganda Police, and the Uganda Prison Service to assume their position as the parade prepares for the march past in slow and quick time.
Napita mbele kwa heshima, kwa mwendo wa pole na mwendo wa haraka. Kikundi cha kwanza chuongoza kwa ujumla, chapa miguu.
Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the color party is right in front of the dais, and we salute the color party. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the parade is now in slow march. Enjoy the parade. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the parade has switched to quick march. And at the end of the quick march, we will have UPDF arms that I earlier pointed out joining the parade. The paratroopers under the Special Forces Command, the Artillery Division, the Motorized Infantry Division, some of our anti-aircraft systems, and air platforms of the Uganda People's Defense Air Force. A very colorful parade on a very auspicious occasion, and the weather is beautiful indeed. Just what we would have wished for. The color party is right here with us in quick march. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, like I had earlier alerted you, the parade is now being joined by UPDF arms. We will have the paratroopers land on these grounds anytime from now. But in the meantime, the arms display is led by the UPDF Artillery Division. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, what you are seeing now in front of you is some of the UPDF arms that have joined the parade at this point, led by the UPDF Artillery Division. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the story of the UPDF has been told for a long time, but every time the story is as fascinating to listen to as the first time. The UPDF traces its humble beginnings to the National Resistance Army, a small guerrilla force that launched a protracted people's struggle in February 1981 under the indefatigable leadership and visionary leader of the resistance, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. This was a small and tiny group of fighters, 42 in number, 27 armed, which attacked Kabamba on February 6, 1981. In 1986, the NRA became the National Army, and upon the adoption of the 1995 Constitution, was renamed the Uganda People's Defense Forces. The NRA, now UPDF, has transformed over the years, and these are some of the very modern equipment in the possession of the Uganda People's Defense Forces that has ensured we keep the peace and security in our country and contribute to regional peace and stabilization operations. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, in front of you are still elements of the UPDF Artillery Division. Today, the UPDF is a very robust and modern, powerful military force that has achieved many things over the years. The peace and security, which I just talked about, anchored on key modernization and professionalization themes such as equipped and trained for combat and peace support operations. And indeed, what you see here are some of those arms that define the UPDF as a modern, experienced combat force that is ready to do its job. The Field Artillery Division is commanded by Major General Daniel Kakono. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, right now in front of you are elements of the motorized infantry division of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. These are armored fighting vehicles, very important force multipliers on